Shalom to everybody. Parshat Chayei. And at the end of the Parasha, the Torah speaks about the passing away of Abraham Avinu, his subsequent burial through Yitzchak and Ishmael. And then it concludes, Vayhi acharei mot Abraham vayavarech Elohim et Yitzchak beno. It was after the passing away of Abraham that God blessed Yitzchak beno, Yitzchak his son. Vayeshev Yitzchak im ba'er l'chai ro'i, and Yitzchak, after the death of his father, he set a place. He lived in a place called ba'er l'chai ro'i. I'd like to introduce here an idea that I saw in Rav Soloveitchik, and now connected it. I actually saw it now that the El Sheikh says this on Parshat Chayei, and it's learned from a word which seems superfluous in the pasuk, and it's a brilliant insight of the El Sheikh, and afterwards it was said, I think, by Rav Soloveitchik, totally independently. The question is on one of style. It says that after Abraham passed away, he blessed Yitzchak, his son. We know that Yitzchak was his son, and why does the Torah have to speak in this way, that Yitzchak beno? The way I'd like to introduce it is through this book. It's called over here The Rab, The World of Rav Soloveitchik by Rakefet Rothkopf, and it's a biography of Rav Soloveitchik by Rabbi Rakefet. And remember that about a couple of years ago, Rabbi Rakefet was a scholar in residence over here at our shul. So in this book, he speaks about Rav Soloveitchik's world, and one chapter, one section deals with Lithuanian law. And in it, he tells the following story that Rav Soloveitchik related in a lecture in Boston. So he said that there was a person, a Polish count in Lithuania, in Vilna. And what happened was that he converted. His name was Graf Potocki, and he left. He went to Holland, went to Italy, and he remained in Holland. And what he did was that's where he became a gay. He then returned to Vilna, and somehow very tragic story. There was a person, a Dafka Jew, who went and because he was this Graf Potocki, who was a convert, he told this young son to be quiet, and the father again was so annoyed that he went and he told the police. Anyway, the police then arrested the Graf, and he was given an ultimatum: either he returns back to being a Catholic and joins his aristocratic family, or what he does is that he's going to be executed. So Rabbi Rakefet, quoting now Rav Soloveitchik, that he was executed on the second day of Shavuot in the year 1749 in the cathedral square in front of the famous cathedral in Vilna. And now he relates that Rav Soloveitchik's father told him a tradition in the family, dating all the way to the Vilna Gaon, that the night before he was executed, the Vilna Gaon went to visit him in prison. And the Graf started to cry, and he said to the Gate Tzedek, what was it exactly that he was crying about? And he explained to him that it's not because he's scared of the execution, and then he just feels very, very lonely. He feels that he's got no family, he's going to come to Olam Haba, and he knows no one, he's got no real friends, and that's why he started to cry. So what Rav Soloveitchik said, what the Vilna Gaon said to him, he quoted him a pasuk. The pasuk says as follows from Yeshayahu: "Thus said the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I'm the first and I'm the last, and beside me there is no God." And the Gaon, he interpreted on the basis of the Midrash the pasuk as follows. He said, "I'm the first to the one who has no father, and I'm the last one to the one who's no son." In other words, I'm a father to everyone who has no father, and I am to everyone who is lonely, and I'm a son to everyone who dies childless. And this is the promise of the Almighty. And when the Vilna Gaon said that to the Gra, then the Gra said this to the Gate Tzedek, so he said to him, "You've comforted me," and only then did the Gaon leave the prison. So. What is this again? What is this? What is the Gra saying? He's saying that when a person passes away, then Hashem takes the role of for the mourners of the person who passed away. So let's say a person's father passed away, so Hashem becomes then, during the period of the mourning, he becomes that person's father. When a person loses his mother or other relatives, that's how Hashem assumes that role, and he fulfills that role. And on the basis of this, it's just such an incredible, comforting insight. This is, listen to the pasuk again, the way the Elshach reads it. The Elshach lived in Tzvat in the glory days. Well, it was the period wasn't so glory, because we're speaking about the beginning of the 16th century, just after the terrible expulsion for the Jews of Spain, and they came to a lot of them came to Tzvat. That's where there was a whole group of the Ari and the Shulchan Aruch and the person who composed the Raphael, who composed the Lechadodi, and the Elshech, the Rabbi Tal. It was the Renaissance, the golden era, so to speak, of Tzvat. And so the Elshach, who's now speaking 400 years or 300 years before this story of the Gaon, that's how he understands the pasuk. I'll read it slowly. Vayehi acharei mot Abraham, and after Abraham died, vayavarech Elohim et Yitzchak, and God, he blessed Yitzchak beno. So what does it mean? Not the Yitzchak beno, Yitzchak his son. It's not referring to the son of Abraham. It's referring to the son of God. When Abraham died, who becomes the father of Yitzchak? God. And therefore Yitzchak is God's son. And that's what it means. Vayavarech Elohim et Yitzchak beno. And God was mevarech. What he did was he blessed during that time of loss Yitzchak his son, because now that Yitzchak didn't have a father, God assumes now the role of the father, and there's a special blessing then that Hashem says gives to the mourner. I remember, I don't really like this, but I just don't like to always share these things in public. But maybe just without going into details, the year that my father, Zecher Tzadik Libracha, of blessed memory, may he be blessed in Olam Haba, he everything that could have gone right with my life did go right. It was like that Hashem was assumed this role of father. So a very moving story and a very comforting message that at the time Dafka of mourning, Hashem himself, in what way does he bless? In what way does he comfort? That not only as a God, but he assumes the role of the person who passed away. So we should all be always have a sense of siyata tishma, closeness to Hashem under all conditions. Shabbat shalom lekulam.